Welcome to Power Your Story Podcast, a podcast produced by high school students in Chicago with the support of After School Matters and the creative Impostor studios. My name is Jordan, and I got interested in NBA and sports in general because my brother, he played a lot of sports in high school and stuff. So that got me interested in sports. In this episode, we'll be talking about the trades that are happening in the offseason and some draft pick opinions. Thanks for listening and enjoy the episode. All right, first I'm going to start off by talking about Patrick Beverley. I feel like he's a great player, but I feel like the teams that he goes to, he doesn't like contribute as much as a all-around player. I feel like he's really only a defensive player. Yeah, I feel like he doesn't contribute as much as an all-around player, and he should just probably like go overseas or something because like when he was on the Bulls, I feel like he didn't do as much, or like, since he's getting traded to the 76ers, I feel like the 76ers don't really need him as a player. I think he got like a multi-million-dollar contract. I feel like he didn't need that either. I just don't like Patrick Beverley as a player, to be honest. All right, next person I was going to talk about was Chris Paul going to the Warriors. I feel like the Warriors don't really need Chris Paul because he's either going to play shooting guard or point guard, I believe. And I feel like the Warriors just don't need another guard because I feel like they were trying to rebuild, but I don't know what's happening now. But I don't feel like the Warriors needed to give him a contract because he's going to be there for at least like another 5 years. So, and the next person I was going to talk about was Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal going to the Suns. I feel like that's a good move for the Suns because they didn't really have a good veteran guard on their team. And I think they gave him a decent contract as well. So I feel like the Suns made a good move with getting him with KD and Devin Booker. I feel like that was a good move for the Suns. And I feel like they're going to be playoff contenders, playoff contenders. The Suns, I feel like they've been, as a team, right at the edge of like becoming like champions for the finals, or they've been just so close to just becoming like a good team. But them getting Bradley Beal, I feel like the Suns really haven't had a true point guard to really handle the ball, or really the Suns really haven't had a finishing point guard. And I feel like Bradley Beal is that person that can really put an effect to them, like that little boost that they needed to get to the finals again, or even get into like the Western Conference Finals. And I feel like that's the boost that they needed is Bradley Beal. The next person I was going to talk about was Zach LaVine. So I'm a Bulls fan. Zach LaVine, if he was here last year, we probably would have made it to at least the second round. Because I feel like Zach LaVine as a player, he's a good all-around player. I feel like he's a passer, he's a scorer. He can do like pretty much anything on a court. But him not being here for like I think the last 2 years for the Bulls kind of made us slower, like as a team, because DeMar, he's kind of old. Zach LaVine, he's a good player, but I feel like he's inconsistent with like carrying a team. So him not being here for like this whole next year too, I feel like he can't control a team or like lead a team to at least the playoffs or try to get us to the play-in. But we're just the Bulls for the next couple of years. It's not going to be good. The next person I was going to talk about was Brandon Miller. Him getting drafted to the Hornets, I feel like was a kind of a bad move because I heard rumors about Scoop Henderson, him getting drafted. But I feel like Scoop Henderson would be a better fit for the Hornets as a team because Brandon Miller, I feel like he's a good player, but I don't feel like he's going to be consistent. Like I feel like he's going to be a star, but not like a superstar as I see Scoop Henderson being a superstar. So I feel like them drafting Brandon Miller was a terrible move. I feel like they should have got Scoop Henderson because he's like more of a all-around player. Brandon Miller is an all-around player too, but I just have a feeling that Scoop Henderson, because he's a better dribbler. He's a better like finisher at the rim. But yeah, I feel like that was a kind of a bad move by the Hornets. And then the next thing I was going to talk about was Scoop Henderson going to the Portland Trailblazers and Damian Lillard saying he's going to leave, but I feel like he's going to stay for at least one more year because I don't see Portland giving him away when they just got a decent draft pick. But if he does leave, I feel like Scoop Henderson's going to have to like put a lot of weight on his back because he's going to be like kind of the only person on the Trailblazers that's like, I feel like he has some young help too, like some people that have been on the team to help him too, but he's the only real like superstar. I can't say superstar because he hasn't played yet, but like he's the only real name that's on the Trailblazers he's going to have to do a lot for the team. So qualities that I think that you need to be a superstar, I feel like you need to put in a lot of work to like build a good chemistry with your teammates, because like if you're that player that just works out a lot but like you don't really have a good connection with your teammates, you're not going to be a good team player and your team's going to get nowhere basically if you don't really put in the work to work out with your team, build a good connection. So I feel like connection is like a big part of like being a superstar. I feel like Dallas is a good team, or the Celtics, I feel like is a good team that has a good connection, because the Celtics just picked up Porzingis. He's a big man. He's a center. I feel like him getting added to the team is going to like strengthen the connection too, because Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they've been on a team for like a couple years now. I feel like their connection is good, and adding Porzingis as a player, he's a good person to like bring in to build in team chemistry to the Celtics. Power Your Story podcast is produced by Chicago high school students with production support from After School Matters in the Creative Impostor Studios. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Power Your Story Podcast, and visit our website at poweryourstorypodcast.com. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.